Boom, my people, my people. We are here, Coach Sean, Coach Jameer, with some more guests possibly popping in. Coach Sean made a crazy boo-boo on the wrong damn stream, right?
Oh,
you
good,
know,
man.
yeah, we gonna get it right, man. We gonna get it cracking, man. My
That's
bad.
right.
We are about what? About 11 minutes late. It's Coach Sean's fault. Technical difficulty, boo-boo. But we got it good now, man. We good to go. Much love, much love to everybody out there. Hopefully, you guys will come back because Coach Sean made a mistake. My fault, man. Coach Jameer, how
Yo,
you doing? How you feeling, buddy?
dude, I'm doing good, man. It's like I said, earlier when we were going through. What's up, Jordan? How you doing, man?
What's up,
Um,
Jordan?
you know what? People start rolling in, but I feel really good. I mean, from the recruiting standpoint, it's been exciting. This whole recruiting season's always exciting when we can get after it. And Moon Rocka, what up, dude?
Moon
Uh,
Rocker,
Hey, Caitlin, how you doing?
Caitlin.
Um, as you kind of rolling through in the recruiting season in general, it's just exciting. You see, it's constantly on the move. There's something always happening. You see Hayes Fawcett dropping new,
Yeah.
you know, Twitter pictures or Instagram pictures like every few hours. Man, it's just freaking wild. You're like, whoa. Boom, another one. Boom, another another one. Which school is it this time? And then he dropped a nice little hint last night. That was kind of cool, man. I'll tell you what. That was cool. So, man, it's just been it's been wild. But it's been cool. I dropped a video yesterday, I think, on Caleb Edwards, our new tight end.
Yeah.
For those who haven't checked it out, it was a fun one. Just slowly getting into doing my channel, man. Like the channel thing's interesting, Coach.
Yeah.
Like you and me both are, you're a little more tenured than I am, but at the same time, we're both kind of newer to this YouTube channel where you go on and talk to yourself on a screen.
Yeah, it takes
Different.
me a little while too. It's different. You're right,
Yeah,
man. It
I'll
does.
tell you what, the videos are so. I have to, for those who are hanging out, and we'll get into this Alabama news, but it's so funny when you do a video by yourself because you're sitting there looking at yourself, or if you have like I'm a note taker, right? So I have notes that I'm looking at and reading through, but because I do, I break down every player. I look down the line as if I was scouting them and what I would look for, what's their good, what's their negative, what's their positive, right? How do they fit the system? And it's funny because when you're sitting there doing a video, you're like talking direct. You're sitting here going, yeah, so you guys are going to love this. And there's nobody else there. It's just you in a room.
Fact. Fact.
You're like,
Yeah.
who's going to love it? Me? Okay, I love it. That's cool.
Yeah. It's very, very, very strange. The first time I done it, man, I felt so weird doing it,
Oh,
man.
dude. I feel
Man,
weird every
shout
time.
out to Jordan Wright. Shout out to Jordan Wright. Jordan, what's up with you, bro? The broski
Yo,
Moon Rocker. What's up, Moon Rocker? How you doing, man? You trying to make me get back in the gym, Moon Rocker. You ain't right, bro.
dude.
Caitlin, what's up with you, bro? How you doing, sweetie? Good to see you. Wesley Weeks, what's up, Wesley? Double W. How you doing, Dub? Good to see you, man. Good to see all of you. Sam, what's up, Sam? How you doing, man? Thank you guys for tapping in, man.
Yo,
Apologize for my tardiness, for my little lateness, man. I had a little technical boo-boo. But
yeah.
we gonna get right into it, man. Some other guys may be hopping on. Not
Mhm.
sure yet, but we will see. Um, Man, how you doing, Moon Rocker? Good to see you, man. Bentley
Yeah,
boy,
man.
SBJ, good to see you, man. How you doing? Roll Tide to you, man.
Oh,
Roll Tide to you. So listen, guys, check this out. It's a lot going on in Alabama right now. It's a lot going on, man. Dwight, what's up, Dwight? My belt
what's
to
up?
ass
The
nation
white.
homeboy right there, my B2A nation brother. You know what I
Love
mean? Who
that guy,
came
man.
up with the
I love all
idea
those
right
guys.
there. Shout out to all of you, man. Thank you for tapping in with Coach, man. Me and Coach Jay Mears, we really, really
Mhm.
appreciate it. So, a lot going on. Jay Mills, what's up, Jay Mills? How you doing, man?
Yeah, Jermaine,
Good to
what up,
see you.
dog?
Good to
Good to
see
see
you.
you, man.
Facts, man. So, a lot going on, man. I want Jake to hop right into it first and foremost. He did a great video. Tap in with Jake, man. You know what I mean?
Please.
Great video. Boom, my homeboy B Sharp in the house. You know what I mean? Brentski is here. Brentski, tell me why I was on the damn recorded one, not the live one. And
Shit.
we going too, right? I'm
Yeah,
like,
we're
wait,
like,
bro.
I'm looking at the screen. I'm going. I don't
Some
think
ain't
we're in the.
right. Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
okay, well, we're good.
Like, bro,
Fuck it.
some ain't right, bro.
Hey
There's
man, we all
nobody
make
here.
mistakes, man. But
I said,
that's
bro.
funny right there.
Oh,
Like,
dude,
bro,
it's
I was
hilarious when you
bugging
make
out.
that one. We all,
Yeah, that
dude.
was
I
crazy,
mean,
man.
gosh, you know what
It's
I don't
crazy.
like to do is I don't like to record more than once because a lot of
Yeah,
people you hear them talk about like going through recordings and you're trying to learn. I hate doing it more than once. I will
yeah,
just say screw it. I don't care what happens.
yeah,
I'm gonna record it and just put it out there.
yeah.
I don't. I'm like, dude, I'm not doing this more than one time.
Man,
Yeah,
that's what
right,
I was
dude.
just doing. That's what I was
Oh,
just doing, and that's why I was trying to hurry up and get over here.
oh
Yeah,
man,
man, it's crazy. So I'm
that's
trying.
funny.
Brinsky, it's crazy, man. I get to the
Mhm.
point, bro. Where I'm the same way. When I
Yeah,
first did it, I think I may have redid like two of them. I said, man,
yeah.
I'm just gonna rock with it, man. It is what it is, man. So
Oh,
Brinsky, let me get you and Jake's take, man. I want to know, Jake, starting with you. Talk to
yeah.
me about Caleb Edwards, man. This tight end we got, man. What's up with him?
100. Caleb's interesting. So it's, if you guys didn't catch the video over at Set the Tone, Alabama College Football Talk, that's my new channel. For those who haven't been over there, Carla, good to see you. Jimmy, what's up, man?
Oh,
But yeah, no, like straight up. I will tell you, go check it out. Like the notifications thing, what Jimmy just brought up for our channels and stuff. When we drop videos, it helps if you do set that. It's a little bell and you had notify me when a video drops or we're going live.
yeah,
So people, you can jump in immediately because we're going to be doing a lot more of this because it's going to start picking up here. I mean, this is the month where things start to we roll into the season for sure. Like this is it. So make sure you're doing that. But yeah, with Caleb Edwards, man, this tight end, 6'6", 240, true tight end, but has the athleticism and the ability to split out. He's exactly what you'll see that KD in this offense, what they want in a tight end. You go through his game film, you see that he's quick. He has a really big stride, but he runs really, really well. He has that fluid motion when he runs. He's not a big guy just running down the field, kind of choppy, right? Because sometimes you'll see those tight ends, they'll look like the Incredible Hulk running. You know what I'm saying? Instead, this dude's smooth. He looks like a sprinter. He looks like a runner, right? And so it's interesting when you watch him because he does. He'll line up tight at times. They'll line him up wide in the offense that he runs over Oak Ridge, and then they'll line him up also in some. You haven't seen it in his highlights, but they'll line him up in some bunch packages too. Which again, you're going to see exactly that same thing with this sort of offense. The tight end is a very interesting position. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think anyone's really covered it in depth besides maybe some, Bama Online or Bama 247, right? But other than that, no one's really covered the tight end position. And the tight end position is so crucial to this offense. It's so crucial to this offense. And if you look back at Washington's film over 2022, 2023, that you can see where that tight end. What's up, James? How you doing, man? Keyway, what up, dude? Zach, what's going on? What's going on? You'll see like how that tight end is utilized. Number one, Anton, what's up, dude? The big thing with that is number one, can you block? Right today, we hear about these tight ends. A lot of them, like Brock Bowers. Like what does he do downfield? What happens downfield? Is he a playmaker? Is he Travis Kelce or Travis Kelce, right? Like what do they do? But no, you need to be able to block, especially in this offense, right? Like 100%. I will tell you right now, blocking for a tight end is different from what we observe as like an offensive tackle. Put it that way, because offensive tackle, we're going to sit there and we're going to be like, we're going to pinpoint a lot of different things, right? You know, there's so many different aspects. With a tight end, it's more so, what's your effort look like? Are you annoying? I'm not going to critique these all these little details that I would on necessarily on an offensive tackle, right? So that's one thing with Caleb Edwards is if you do watch him, he has great effort blocking downfield. He will drive the dude 5 to 8 to 10 yards downfield. He does a good job of understanding the concept within the blocking game, which is again in this offense is a big deal. Like you need to both understand the offensive blocking scheme, but you also need to understand this pass game scheme. And that's one thing with Caleb is you saw the analyst, again, if you had checked my video, I kind of talk a little more about it, but the analyst from 247 Sports, man, I am blanking on his name right now. I cannot. Brandon Huffman. Sorry, Brandon Huffman did a great job of breaking down Kaleb Edwards, and he goes, "I'm going to be honest. He's probably the most overall best tight end we've seen on the West Coast in a long time." He gave him that Brock Bowers feel, right? They haven't seen anyone, close to what he does. And the last person that was like that was like a Brock Bowers. So that's a pretty high compliment. And these guys work hard at their craft and in scouting and evaluating. Brandon's been doing it for a long time. So that was huge, man. And it's cool to hear that. He is going to be a true weapon. True weapon. I mean, everything that he does, but enough with my analysis on that.
I read Brinsky where this kid had an 82-inch wingspan, man. Talk to me about this
Huge.
kid, Brinsky. What you think about this tight end, bro?
Man, from what I have seen from him, he has amazing hands. And I don't think a lot of folks are talking about that. And I'm so glad that Jake said something about Brock Bowers. The one thing that Brock Bowers had was great hands. He displayed great body control. And he's not just your average hybrid receiver tight end. He is pretty much a prototype tight end, big, and he can get away from linebackers and safeties. Everything like that sounds like Brock Bowers to me. I'm not saying he's going to be Brock Bowers, but I pray to God and hope that he is. Because if he's like that with Keelan Russell and the guys that we got coming in, hopefully at receiver with Lockett and Cunningham.
Yes.
And maybe Trap, man.
Shoot, with already what we have there. I think everyone's forgetting like who is sitting there on the outside right now playing wide receiver, and that's Kaleb Odom.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Wild.
A Mark Andrews type. Oh my God. If we can just get anything like that, this is going to be crazy at Alabama, man. It's great times here right now. And I think it's a lot of people that's just sleeping on because of his ranking. Yeah. That's only going to shoot up when they start to see him play more. But I think the kid is a gem for real because I didn't know too much about him. Then I had to go check him out when he came for his official visit. Like, who is he? Yeah, he's big. So when I go check him out, he's nice. Then he played both sides of the football.
Yeah, he does play both sides, but man, he's just a true tight end, man.
Yeah,
like true with his kid. True tight end. I'd seen where his wingspan was huge, really good burst off the line of scrimmage, man. Yeah, one of these, like you said, one of these hybrid guys that's everybody's going to now with this tight end guy that can really play any of the wide receiver positions along with inline tight end. It's crazy. Man, Set the Tone is in the house. That's my boy Jake, man. Great channel along with Sharpshooters Podcast. Make sure you guys tap in with Brinsky and Coach Jay Muir. Absolutely awesome podcast. Absolutely awesome shows. Zach Wiggles, what's up, Jack? How you doing, man? Good to see you, Will. Just good to see you, brother. Jay Mims still in the house. What's up, Jay Mims? JLB is in the house, man. You know what I mean? My brother Antoine Currington, Mr. Drip himself, is still here. What's up, Twan? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Bama Fan 95. What's up with you, bro? Good to see you, man. Good to see you, man. Mr. Renrico.
Yo,
OG himself is lacing us with his presence. What's up, Renrico? How you doing, brother? James Richardson, my brother from Georgia, represent a real Georgia fan in here, man, to talk that ball. Good to see you, James. Good to see you, man. Sam is in the house. Caitlin is still in here doing a thing. Brother Jay Mims. You know what I'm saying? Keyway, what's up, little partner? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Tell your family I said hello. We doing our thing, man. Carla, what's up, Carla? Good to see you, sweetie. Thank you for tapping in. Good to see you. Good to see you. Moon Rocker still in the house doing his thing, man. My brother Dwight is in here doing his thing as usual. Good to see you, Dwight, man. The creator of B2A Nation name right there, man. You know what I mean? Bentley boy SBJ.
Bentley boy.
Yeah, man. That was all Dwight, man. I can't take no credit, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody be asking about it, man. That's the homie Dwight. Give him the love for that because he was the first to say it. You know what I mean? Good to see all of you. But listen, man, this guy. You know what's crazy when I watch, man? It's crazy when I watch what's going on in Alabama. And as a Bama fan, sometimes, Brinsky, man, it's even hard for me to be like, damn, are we really doing this right now? Are we really okay, let me give my boy, thank you, Carl, because I was just running my mouth. Boom, shout out to Coach Carl in the house. Boom, bro.
Yeah.
I know you, man. Good stuff, Carl. Good to see you, bro.
What's going
Coach
on?
Carl Taylor's in the house. We doing good, brother. We doing good. Shout out to you, man. Listen, this is Coach Carl Taylor right here, man. Coach right here in the state of Alabama. You know, a lot of opposing high school we used to go against, man. Shout out to Coach. Coach, you know Brinsky. You know Coach J. You know what I mean? We in here doing our thing. We talking about right now the tight end we just received, just committed to us, and Kaleb Edwards, man. Really talking about this kid, breaking him down really, really quickly. Really talking about how Alabama has a plan. And you can see from what these guys are recruiting, the way they going, right? They really trying to do something different on offense. What you think about it, Coach KT? Let me get you on it real quick.
What I say what they're doing is on offense, man, is they building a strong structure of how they want the system to run.
I believe you muted yourself.
I think you hit mute. Is it working? Did it come unplugged?
Made it come unplugged. Did it come unplugged?
My bad.
There you go.
It happened.
Always
It
happens.
happened.
It's the way it is, man.
Like Ty said,
Trust me, everybody.
Like Ty said, one every show, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Never fails. Never fails.
Never.
Well, see, what I think they're doing, man, now is they surround themselves with big, strong body people that these like. I think Caleb, it was just I think he's a primary red zone target, man. Like he can stretch the field as a big, tall tight end. I will see him and Kalen DeBoers as a scheme is more like a seam tight end or post corner tight end, where he can carry most safeties away from them, away from your speed, away from your middle linebackers. And I think with the offense, the way they're doing on offense, man, everything they're doing offense and defense is scheme fit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so when they send themselves up. So if you run against a team like Georgia in the future or a team like LSU, that you'd have top tier corners. Now your corners may lock down 1, 2, or 3 of my wide receivers, but how can you cover my 6'5" tight end across the middle? Your safeties are not going to be able to cover my tight end across the middle. So we creating mismatches in every aspect of the game. We got mismatches at running back. We got mismatches at tight end. We have mismatches in the slot with Ryan Williams in the slot, Rico Scott coming in the slot. So we have mismatches all over the field. And then if you try to cover down with your safeties on the tight end, try to take the tight end out the game, now we can beat you off the top, beat you over the top without speed. So, man, the way they playing defense when the offense right now in their mind is like chess. They're playing chess while everybody else playing checkers. So I like what they're doing. They're thinking 4 or 5 moves ahead of time, kind of like you do with Coach Sean and you were playing against me and Coach Jay on defense.
Facts.
You will see what we were doing.
Yeah.
On our first possession on defense, and then we stopped you. Your next drive, you're gonna be on the sideline putting together a scheme to try to figure out how to get the ball down the field on what we've been running on defense. And it's our job then to try to counteract what you're doing. And right now, Caleb DeBoer and his staff are counteracting things that Ohio State's are doing. Like Ohio State going out here and buying the top class in the nation. Alabama may not be able to buy the top class in the nation, but they actually putting together the top class in the nation according to scheme fit and how they want their system to run.
That's a whole fact, man. I couldn't have said it better, man. This kid fits right into what Coach DeBoer does. Jake spoke on it. Look no further than what he did at Washington with those guys, right? Look how those tight ends was used, man. Those guys were all over the field. Like tight ends running all these different routes on the route tree, Jake. Speak to how this guy will be used in this offense.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of it, right? It's because everything, as you just said, Coach Carl, everything's meant to, combat and be steps ahead, right? This whole, it's so funny because football is a game of numbers, right? Obviously you win with talent. So that's why you need these guys. But at the same time, you also win with strategy. And it's basically a math war, right? In the weirdest way, it's a math war. Add in a little geometry here. And and a little bit of kind of fun stuff as well, right? That maybe I'm not smart enough to even think about. But the deal is, when it comes down to it, is how can we get more one-on-one matchups with our best athlete versus your guys, because we know our best will beat yours, right? Because everyone's going to have a best. And that's when you see teams get blown out, is when they don't have that, right? And when they do match up one-on-one, that's where you came back in the day and you looked at the teams who decided to pull everything in tight, right? And you watched the offenses back in the day when you saw things like the wing T, right? That was being ran a lot. Like these wishbone offenses, they were all meant to bring everything in tight and confuse people, because they didn't want to be in space, because they did not have the athletes necessarily to match up one-on-one. Right. So they had to go a different concept, and everything got brought in real tight. Well, as everything's evolved, we've seen the speed of the game, the size of players, all these things evolve. People have realized, okay, if we can get more speed, it's always been the case, but we can match up that speed against some size. We can put them in space so they can just go and make plays and be natural, because sports is all kind of, yes, you train, but a lot of it is a natural ability. Okay. Like, in the end of the day, you're either born an athlete or you're not. That's just the truth of it. And when it comes down to it, is how can we let them use their athletic ability and gifts to win one-on-one matchups, right? And to make plays like they're used to doing. That's what you're going to see with this offense. And what's cool is, and why I'm excited about it, and why you can sit there and say, like what Jalen Milroe just said, you're about to see an offense that is dynamic, that evolves through the game, all based on what they're being given. And that's the beauty of it, is they're like, okay, you want to give us this look. This is what we have in turn for you. That's going to create hell, right? And as soon as you change, now we have this plan to go back this way. And what's crazy at Alabama is that's why I'm so huge on this offensive line, right? Like, I am so big. I am ready for this offensive line to kick people's ass, because they're going to dominate, and they're going to play such a giant role this season in how all of this flows. Number one, you have a run game that will set up a pass game. And as soon as they want to take away that pass game, yeah, you could go back to the run game and try to bring them back in the box. But what's kind of fun is you get a dip and dive, and that's where guys like these tight ends, even we talk about like CJ Dupree, right? Like guys like this who are going to be sitting out there pass blocking. And next thing you know, because I've talked about it before, if you haven't heard me talk about that OODA loop and the way people think when they see things they're trying to process all this information, and the players are doing that in the field. Well, coaches are doing that too, right? And when they're throwing off the OODA loop over and over, because they're not getting the full decision-making process go around the brain, it's stopping a quarter of the way through, and they're having to reset it to make decisions every time, then it becomes a problem. Now you are far behind. And that's the beauty about the tight ends in this game, is they use them in such a way that they almost get forgotten about. And next thing you know, they're dumping the balls. And that's when you're seeing these tight ends make these plays. You're seeing it at Washington. I'm going to tell you, they had one of those tight ends was a walk-on. You know what I mean? They, as a tight end group, they had over 800 yards receiving in 2023. Over 800 yards, 60-plus receptions. That is wild. Yeah. And you had a running back over 1,000 yards, and your running game wasn't even that good.
It's a fact. What's crazy to me, man, dude, Brinsky, I want you, man, it's crazy, because I want you to speak to this, Brinsky. These dudes use the tight end in a lot of different ways, man. This counter scheme, a lot of misdirection, a lot of pre-snap motion in this offense. I really watch their offense. I got some all 22 tape from Ty. Shout out to Ty Hayes as well, man. Shout out to all the coaches. Shout out to Jan 716. Yeah, shout out to Coach Smook and the CSN Network AAA family. Shout out to Jason, Hall of Fame Sports. Shout out to everybody on the panel. Shout out to everybody, man. We watched the all 22 on their offense, man, and they really involve their tight ends. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, these guys are running wide receiver routes. These guys are running meshes. They're running high lows, the tight ends. They line the tight end up in the slot. They really get the tight end involved. Even in pin and pull, they get the tight end involved.
Yes.
So speak to Brinsky. What do you think, and how do you think, just like Jake talked about, how do you think this tight end, these type of tight ends, these hybrids, as we call it, that can line up anywhere, how do you think Coach DeBoer is going to use this guy at Alabama?
You're going to use him everywhere.
Yeah.
And you can just line him up anywhere. Especially, I think where he's mostly going to be dangerous at is in that red zone. Like if you want to put him on the island 1-on-1 with his good hands, now who's going to jump up with him? It's not a cornerback in the SEC that has his height and versatility. They can't match up with him. And his big body, all he gonna do is just box him out if they even try. It's about to be. I'm just so intrigued to see how Kellen DeBoer is about to just use these guys, man. Especially Ryan, man. I don't know what he's going to do, man. I think we just got like a snippet of it in the spring game, but I don't think we haven't seen nothing yet. And I think the first 3 games, which pretty much, I think we played. Do we play Wisconsin our 3rd game of the year?
Yeah.
I think it is the 3rd game of the season. Yep.
Yeah. So I just say in the first 2 games, which I feel like we can get a W in, we're gonna see a whole lot. He's gonna try to do a whole lot of messing around with the playbook, showing you guys what to look for. I think it's going to be fast paced. I think we're going to see a major improvement from Jalen Milroe. It's going to be fun, man. And the crazy thing, he just getting started. But the thing is, we just can't expect Nick Saban. Just don't expect that. Just don't expect that type of expectation because nobody can live up to that. Even Kirby can't even live up to that. So if people can just say this is Kellen DeBoer's team and let him work, we'll be in good shape. And I think a lot of folks won't be stressed out. Just let him work.
Let him work, man. All facts, Brinks. I couldn't agree more, bro. You hit it right on the head. It's crazy because Kaleb Odom and this kid, 2 young dogs, great height, great athleticism. It's gonna be really, really, really crazy. It's gonna be stupid crazy, man. Shout out to Lynn Shannonfeld, Corey Lewis, man. Shout out to Robin Underwood. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys. Please continue to hit the like button, and we really, really appreciate you, Coach KT. Speak to how you think these guys gonna be used, man. What you foresee for the future for these guys?
Well, with Kalen Edward, I see them using him kind of like Kansas City used Travis Kelce. Major impact on offense, and he's gonna open up the field kind of like Travis Kelce did for Tyreek Hill. Made Tyreek Hill the stud that he is. He was already fast, but he gave Tyreek Hill so much freedom on the outside that he can pretty much do what he want to. And it's still the same way Kansas City run offense today. You can put just about any wide receiver in that set that can catch the ball with Travis Kelce, and then you're gonna have a Pro Bowl wide receiver. So the way they use Travis Kelce is kind of how I feel like Kaleb DeBoer going to use all his tight ends. If you think about Detroit used their tight ends the same way. They use their tight ends as a focal point of their offense, even in the running game and the passing game, which opens up the field for your wideouts and especially your slot guys. Once you get the tight end involved in the game, kind of like Georgia did with Brock Bowers the first 2 years he was there, it was virtually unstoppable, that offense. You can put anybody at quarterback, and that tight end is a dog. Just make the quarterback look good. It opened the hole for your running game because now what are your defense looking at? Even on the play action passes. If you hand the ball off, boom, you pull it tight end wide open, dump across the middle. No safeties coming downhill anymore. So now your box is free. Once you free the box up with 4, 5, 6 guys in the box, because 1 or 2 people got to go at tight end, you open up lanes for running backs. And now the offense gashing you up and down the field. And as soon as you start dragging the safety down, trying to cover the run game, boom, tight end, dump down the middle, wide receivers over the top. It's virtually impossible to stop an offense with a dominant tight end.
Yeah. So what you're saying, Coach KT, is they're going to have to pick their poison, in other words.
They got to pick their poison.
They got to pick their poison, man.
It's just like, I say it like this. It's not really pick your poison. It pick what kind of snake you want to bite you.
Pick what kind of snake you want to bite you. Facts,
you want
man.
to run it. You want to run in the woods and play with a rattle, or you want to jump in the water and play with a marcus.
Hey, either way, Bama wins.
I
right?
like that saying right there. I like that right
Yeah.
I like it.
Love the fact, man. Love the fact that we getting these guys to really fit what they want to do. And it really shows you, Jake spoke about this a couple of shows ago. It really shows you what Kaleb DeBoer's vision is. Dude has really got his own vision, his own fingerprint, man. That's what I respect about it. He's not doing it the past way, and we're still successful. You got to give Alabama their love, even if you hate Alabama. Jake, as we transition, I want to get your take first and foremost on this kid. Now, this is a kid that I really spoke on Coach Smook's show. We really talked about this kid in length. Me, you, and Smook. Shout out to Coach Smook. We really, really, really talked about Justin Hill, man. I really wanted this kid, bro, because his first step is stupid, bro. Like him, Noah Carter, Dawson Merritt, all these different athletic line. Man, Bama's defense is gonna be stupid, man. Stupid as in good, stupid, not bad. Stupid as in really, 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 really athletic, good, fast. Talk to me about Justin Hill. This is a kid that I was crossing old fingers for, and Ohio State. We're gonna get to them a little later because their fans are losing. They going bananas right now. We're gonna talk about Ohio State, but Jake, talk to me and talk to the chat, talk to B2A Nation, and let them know about this kid Justin Hill.
Man, Justin is a huge pickup, right? Like it between him and Dawson Merritt, and then you look at it's Ross, I think, and also obviously Noah. Those are your wolves between 2024 2025 class, right? And so you look at just what all four of them bring to the table, right? Why is it that because you sit there and everyone's just sitting there and they're like, man, why would we want to get and continue to load that room? Why do we want to do that? Well, here, let me tell you, it's because in this defense, it is no longer are we just going to see one or two guys on the field. No longer are we going to go through a series after series after series and hope these guys can maintain their stamina and their speed throughout the entire game. You are going to start seeing packages, sub packages meant for different opportunities, different circumstances, different looks, but also to also play the chess side ahead of the offense a little bit and give them different looks from different guys with different strengths, right? Because some guys run the hoop really well. Run the hoop is if you've ever seen that circle on the ground, right? And the guys go out there and you see them run like in testing for rivals, for next, all these different camps. You're like, what the hell are they doing running around this circle in the ground? Well, that's called run the hoop. That's how you judge someone's speed and bend going off of from an edge going around a tackle, right? Like, can they bend and get in there? I mean, really bend. Go watch Von Miller. He does it perfect. So you want these guys who offer you different strengths and different opportunities within this defense. Justin Hill is another guy who's very dynamic, right? He's long. He is very fast. His speed to power or speed, or quickness to power, right, is really good. One thing you notice with him is you don't see in his highlights, you don't see so much like hand combat as you see him really bull rush. Like he comes off the line so fast that it catches these tackles off guard. They then stand up. You see them get up high because they want it. That's what people do when they panic, right? They don't keep that disciplined formation or that disciplined stance. They panic and try to get back fast. Well, then his speed to power, he comes in and he boom, bull rush and throws them out of the way and then gets in. Or, I mean, you see him. He does it at one point. He's double teamed in a highlight and he does the exact same thing. He just pushes his way through because his speed to power is really good, right? So these are one of those dudes that you watch with his overall athletic ability. Again, very fluid when he runs. So he closes on the ball carrier extremely fast. And one thing I like about him is his tackling awareness. What does that mean, right? It means when he is going to make a tackle, he is aware of where the ball's at, and he purposefully moves his hands and does a very good job of punching, right? Or bringing his hands down on top and hammer fisting that ball. And you can see it. And I mean, shoot, I know his stats say he had, I think, 2 forced fumbles. I think he actually, based on what I saw, it looked like he had like 4 or 5 on just his highlights alone from his junior season, right? And so the guy is 13 sacks. It tells you right there how quick this dude is in his first step because he's beating a lot of guys with speed, right? And he is very, very fast. at one point you can see like he chases a ball carrier down. Granted, right at that moment, he needed to set the edge and he got a little too deep because he was so fast. The ball carrier broke out, but then you really saw his speed overall because he chased him downfield 30 yards and caught him. You know what I mean? Like, this dude is fast. And again, 6'3", 220. He has the size. He's going to continue to put on probably a little more. We'll see what he ends up as, but that's your true wolf. He reminds him and Dawson are your true wolf. Dawson could probably even play, just based on his abilities, he could even play a sting, right? And so could Noah. Noah could play a sting as well, just because, man, they're lateral. They could just cover so much ground. You know, I'm gonna be honest, Justin could do the same thing, but Justin's strength in the end of the day is playing that stand-up edge, you know, linebacker position, right? And so that overhang, and he just does a really, really good job at it. And he's fun to watch. You can tell just on a few more things refined, and he continues to develop his pass, I guess his skills to get off of blocks, right? His pass rush skills. He's just going to get better and better and better. And he already is a stud. I mean, it is the number 4 ranked edge in the nation based composite per 247 Sports. So this dude is fun to watch. He's perfect for this defense. Perfect.
Brinsky, talk to me. And when you talk to me, Brinsky, look at Antoine and Greg McKinney's comments, because I think Antoine and Greg both hit this right on the damn head, man. Antoine said, "Am I crazy?"
Me.
He said, "Am I crazy for liking Justin Hill more than Zion Grady?" Antoine, boy, you got some eyes, Antoine. I like that. I like that, man. You and Greg McKinney. I like that. Talk to him, Brinsky.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't want to be the one to admit that.
Exactly.
I felt so bad when Ohio State got him last week. I was like, damn, man. I said we lost one. Then I was worried about Justin Hill going to Ohio State because all the signs was just pointing there. But the simple fact that we got him, and I was like, from watching what I've been watching, he may be better. May be better. And the crazy thing is, Jake said pretty much everything that I was going to say. And also, I got a video out on that. So y'all make sure y'all go check out the channel.
Please.
Top Shooters Podcast down in the comment. Go check my video out on that. But man, that first step, man, let me tell you something. That man, I said in the video, I believe he's like Von Miller. He can be the next Dallas Turner. From what I am seeing, man, that speed is crazy. If we can just get half of that, we're good. But if he's better than Dallas, that's a win-win, because he's already big, he's already fast, and you see, one thing he said he had to work on was his discipline on certain plays, and you see he got the speed to catch up, to recover. Yeah. Once he works on that, he's going to get a lot of coaching on that when he comes to Alabama. So I'm not even worried about that. But the simple fact that you get to get this type of player, man, I'm really, really excited by this kid. And I think his rating is too low as it is. I think Von Miller is a great comp for him. If he can just turn out, just by his speed, I just love the speed. And then when he hits you, very versatile, can jump in coverage or whatnot. You can't run away from him. He's not afraid. He's just an old school linebacker that I love. And the more and more I watch this kid, the more and more I want to see. So I can't wait for the football season just to see how much he developed. You go from 5.5 sets from your sophomore year, then you jump up to 13. Who say he may not jump up to like 22 for his senior year? I'm like, man, you can just see the improvement from this kid year to year. So, and he may grow another inch or two. He's going to be faster. So the future is bright for this kid, man. And you can tell how much this, like from watching his commitment video today, you can tell how much it meant to him just committing here. And you can tell he really wants to be here. That's the type of kid that we want at Alabama, not just because you want to be coached by the GOAT or whatnot. you actually want to be here. So I expect great things from this kid.
100% facts, Brinsky. I couldn't have said it better myself. Make sure you guys sub, man. Sharpshooters Podcast. Brinsky, be sharp. Please sub to this young man. Great videos, man. Love tapping in with him. Shout out to Bear, man, from Run the Table Sports TV. It's my brother right there, Bear. You know what I mean? Shout out to Troutpreneur Sportscast. My brother right there, man. Good to see you. Lynn had an awesome comment. Lynn says, at James Richards, talking to James, our kids in this class of 2025 worked their butts off recruiting this young man and made him feel like family. That and the coaches changed the coach to let these kids help recruit the players. That is 100%. See, Lynn got them inside connects, man. Y'all want to know Lynn got them inside. Lynn got them inside connects, man. So when he talk, I like to listen. You know what I'm saying? Coach KT, talk about it. This kid can rip, he can bend, that wide alignment, right? Talk about this young man. What you think about him?
Man, it ain't too much more you can say after Coach checking.
Yeah.
It ain't too much you can say, man. But the thing I like about the kid is he's fundamentally sound.
Yeah.
His fundamentals are perfect. His technique is perfect. Everything about this kid is fabulous. On the flaw I saw him, like he said in some of his video when he talked about it, he just got to keep his eye discipline. I don't just think it more just discipline on tackling discipline or read discipline. He just got eye discipline because sometimes he get a little too comfortable. But once he make that bend and boom, he's searching the ball. So he just got to read his keys. Y'all say he's good for the Wolf. I'm thinking like this, man. He can play Wolf. But just imagine on 3rd and long, if they line him at Bandit along with one of those powerful Wolf, and you got 2 speed edges coming off that line. Man, it's fear. People, if you're an Alabama fan, it's something to be very, very, very proud about because it's obvious something in this kid. These kids like this go to Ohio State. They don't come down south. These kids like this, they stay up. They stay up in that Midwest.
From Cincinnati.
They don't come down south.
Mm-hmm. From Cincinnati, Coach KT.
And you find themselves what top 5 draft picks 3-4 years later. They don't come down south. By Kalen DeBoer get this kid down south, it shows that when he says it's a players-led team, it shows that these players are recruiting. Courtney Morgan done a phenomenal job as turning his team over to some of these senior league players or some of the high-quality players on this team where they can get out here and communicate with kids, convince kids to come down to Alabama and take a look. And when the kids get the other kids on campus, the coaching staff seals the deal. And I seen them come in and saying, what's going on with Ohio State? What's going on with Ohio State? They don't have the kids that we have in our room. The kids in our room want to play against the best. They want to get better. The kids Ohio State have, they run into Ohio State to get on the field early. They're taking that money. They want to play. These kids are coming in to work. And when you come to Alabama, you come in to work, it's going to show 3-4 years later, you're going to start seeing 20 kids going in draft, get drafted. The ones that don't get drafted, they're going to get picked up in the after the draft. You know, unsigned free agent, we get 15 or 20 every single year. And most of all of them make the team. Because a lot of times, even if you don't get the field in Alabama, you get a few plays on special team. And then you get picked up as an undrafted free agent. You make the team and become a Pro Bowler. And these kids in Ohio State.
Johnson. Facts. Yeah. Ask Rashad Johnson. All facts.
Be the kids like most of the kids like Daniel Hill, like Justin Hill. He would have went to Ohio State. He probably would have became a 1st-round draft pick. Yeah, true enough. He come down here to Alabama. He got a whole lot of talent. There's a whole lot of offensive talent. If you get here and you can get off on some of the offensive talent in the SEC, it's not a probably anymore. You're a certified 1st-round draft pick. You're a certified top 10 draft pick. So here, we building the program outside of what Coach Saban done. We building on top of what Coach Saban done. They taking the message that Coach Saban implemented and they're switching the game around.
I agree 1,000%, man. I can't disagree at all. What you got? What you said? I'm sorry.
No, the only thing that really was just so crazy about this, like how he was just everybody was just crystalballing, like from all the major experts was like crystalballing him from Ohio State to Ohio State. For a lot of folks that like I have family in Cleveland, so I know the distance from Cincinnati to Columbus. That's less than 2 hours.
It's an hour and 45 minutes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the simple fact that a new staff came all the way up there and convinced them in the amount of time that they've been down there that's amazing.
It's amazing, man. That's amazing. You got to get in that just do, man. This staff is connecting with these kids. First, shout out to David Berger. Shout out to you, David, man. Roll Tide to Rhonda Barnett. Good to see you guys in here, man. Love, thank you so much. We're good to see you, Rhonda. So good to see you. And look, James, y'all doing y'all thing too. I can't take nothing from y'all, James.
No, man.
Kirby is gonna be Kirby, man. I you know, it's no use in even talking about y'all, James, because y'all doing y'all thing. For this staff to pick right back up where they left off, and Jake talked about it, you know, for these guys, and I had my concerns. I'll be the first to tell you, when we hired Coach DeBoer, I didn't know much about him, right? I didn't know much about him. I did as much research as I could. I didn't understand the dynamic of who he was going to bring on his staff with him that had those tentacles in the South. This guy's came down. He's a very smart coach, man. To hire that staff with the connections that Mo Linquist has, Colin Hitchler, where Colin has been, right? And, you know, we know Shep, we know Courtney, right? But the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator, Womack, Sheridan, to bring these guys down who've had success in little pockets in the South and put them all together. It was genius, man. Jake, I want you to talk about, before we get up out of here, I want you to talk about this. I'm not going to try to go too hard on them because shout out to my girl, Ebony Williams. Shout out to Ebony Williams Carter. She's an Ohio State / Bama fan. Yeah. What is up with these Ohio State fans, Jake? They are really losing their mind. Have y'all seen the Ohio State fans on Twitter and on every social media play? They are really going. Even Ty. I just talked to Ty Hayes. Shout out to Ty on the road going to catch that game. Ty told me some guy came in this. You know, Ty don't mix it up like that, man. So this guy came at Ty. I wish I had seen him. We're gonna put some belt to ass. I ever see one of them.
Oh, dude.
Dude came at Ty. Talk to him, Jake. Talk about these Ohio State fans and their meltdown of what the hell's going on today.
Well, real quick, I just want to get at one thing too. And Chance, good to see you.
Yeah, go right ahead.
I saw a comment earlier regarding the Courtney Morgan rumors. Those rumors about the USC stuff, FYI. If you guys don't watch at late nights, at times you can see like Way Offside's Cotton. It's another fun YouTube channel that they do a good job, man. They number one, they're funny. Number two, they do have some really good info. But it was actually they helped debunk all that. That rumor was started on like a chat board. That's not anything. There's nothing true to that at all. Like there's zero like grounds to this Courtney Morgan. Here's the deal, and I said it last night in the chat on Way Offside's Cotton. I said same thing. I said here's the thing with Courtney Morgan. Courtney Morgan played at Michigan. Family, that's like family to him. That's like home for him. Besides like California, right? But like home. I mean, he played there. He established that team that just won a national championship. If you think he would leave, you know, Michigan, right? Like that was hard pressed. The facts are is he did leave, and that's because he believes in Kalen DeBoer that much. To think that he would ever leave Kalen DeBoer when he's at Alabama, one place he has resource galore, to go to USC. I'm sorry, this isn't about money. Go look. It's transactional versus transformational. That's what he posts. That's what he says all the time. Okay. Your life is way more than money. If you can make a greater impact and do it with people around you that you really believe in, guys that you really feel like are family, that is why would you take a lateral move? You wouldn't. So when you run into situations like that, you got to really think about that. This And that goes straight into this coaching staff of saying, like, I think that's one of the things, obviously, that's winning at a level that they're winning so high at. Before I jump into the Ohio State fans, I have to say that it's interesting with life. Okay. With life, when you go in and you are consistently doing the right thing, you're consistently being a good person, you are living right. And you know that, and you are dedicated to that daily. And that becomes really part of who you are, right? And you are constantly doing that through the years of your life. At some point in time, you will be rewarded. It happens. Yes, at times it's hard to know and hard to see because you go through some deep adversity. Everybody does, right? But if you work through that adversity and you do it in the right way and you go about things in the right way, you will be rewarded. I am telling you right now, Kalen DeBoer has put in his time. Okay. The guys that he has with him have also put in their time, and they've done it all the right way. They have done it in a way that is true, genuine, and sincere to who they are as people, right? And now they get to bring it at the biggest stage, well, consider one of the biggest stages, if not the biggest, in college football. And everyone's asking why they're being rewarded at the level they are. Well, because karma's finally come back around a little bit, I think, right? I mean, think about it. This dude and who he is as a person and how he treats people, there's not one story out there where you would ever hear that he treats someone in a negative light. Like, legitimately go look at the past stories of what every single person he's interacted with have said about him. You got to think there's something in the universe that comes back around, whether you believe in God or not. I'm a God guy, right? So I'm going to tell you right now, I think it's God. And I'm going to tell you, he put him in a position to help him win where he's at right now. And I know that's crazy. People can take this and run with this in so many different ways. And if you do, good for you. I don't care. But the truth is I think he put him in the right position at the right time because he's been living life right. And so have all these guys. Courtney Morgan is a good dude. He's a good person. He values relationships over money. Like, there's something to be said about that. And you really have to think about that. I think that's why you are seeing them reaping what they've sowed for such a long time. Yeah. If you don't know what I mean by that, go read the Bible. All right. So the next thing is jumping into Ohio State real quick, and the Ohio State fans. I think it's really difficult for some Ohio State fans to see Bama coming in the way they are coming in without Nick Saban. They feel like a fence is up around their especially so close to home. And when you have the brand that Ohio State does have, because they have a good brand, right? I mean, at the end of the day, Ohio State's a good program. It always has been for a very long time. You know, it's like a Georgia, it's like a Notre Dame, it's like a Michigan. I'd have to think of a few others. Oklahoma, Texas. You know, a few. There's more out there. I'm not trying to leave somebody's program. Someone's gonna get butthurt if I don't say their program. I'm not trying to do that. But here's what I am trying to say: is when it comes down to it, as the facts are, is that when somebody comes into your territory, into your home, and when you feel like you kind of have it locked down, like, hey, we are who we are, because maybe we've gotten a little too used to being the top dog in the area, king of the hill. And someone comes in and says, excuse me, I'm just going to grab that. Thanks. See you later. It's the last one on the shelf. I don't care if you own the store or not. I need it. Dude, you get a little pissed off. And that's what's happening, because everyone around is going, who the F is that guy? Right. And that's what's going on right now, man. Like, literally, they're going, how can this dude from UW, and UW sucked for so long, come in here and take our dude? You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on. It is like mind-blowing. I mean, it's mind-blowing to all the analysts too. Like I said, of course. We're all seeing something that does not happen. He's reaping from what he has sowed as a human. And that's who he is. And you're seeing the reward right now. And you're going to continue to see it into the season. I am telling you, I'm a believer. Big believer. Upstairs and in Kalen DeBoer.
Let me say this, Brinsky, before you hop on, Brinsky. I think Jake hit it right on the head, man. And the world was throwing fiestas when Coach Saban retired. Like you had some of these goofies actually throwing fiestas because coach retired. And they see what's going on at Alabama, and they see these kids. That kid was emotional when he committed to Alabama, Justin, right? The kid want to be here, like Coach KT said, man. So to see these kids, and just like Renrico said earlier, true, we got to hold on to them. It's a long way to December, right? But to see these kids with the gall, the gumption, the love for the University of Alabama, it's shaking the trees on a lot of these people. A lot of people are panicking right now, namely Ohio State. Real quickly, Brinsky, Lynn said, coaches, do y'all think Kaleb Downs, hearing the good things that are going on in Alabama, you think he may be thinking he may have jumped ship too quick? Being a Bama guy, felt good when he got one. We got one back from there. I'll say this real quick, Lynn. Kaleb played his inaugural season at Alabama. Your freshman season, you never forget. Y'all know your freshman season, you just never forget that season. He probably made long-lasting relationships on this roster. You better believe it's a part of him that's gonna miss Alabama, man. Right? And that's just my humble opinion. Go ahead, Brinsky. Talk to me about that, and talk to me about these crazy fans that they are really going in right now. I hadn't seen Ohio State fans go in like this in a long time.
I'm speaking on the Kaleb Downs one real quick, and I wish he just would have just gave it the spring semester. It wasn't no rush for him. You're Kaleb Downs. Everybody in America going to have a spot open for you, so it wasn't no rush. So I wish he would have just stayed doing a spring semester just to get to know him. And so if he would have did that, man, I believe he would have stayed. But I think he regrets it. At the same time, I wish him nothing but the best, man, because I already know that he's going to be a superstar, and Ohio State got a great one. But for these other fans that, man, especially the Auburn fans, like they say, they like to roll the toilet paper on their dirty trees after a big win. They thought that was a win for them with Nick Saban retiring.
Yes, they did.
But I don't know what you were so excited for. I was like, the great saying always saying, we don't recruit, we only reload. And you see what he's doing now. Now they making excuses. They were like, oh, now they getting 3 stars here. Oh, they getting, oh, look at this player. And now they starting to see them bigger names starting to come in there. Now they saying that Nick Saban has a hand in all that when he hasn't even been in the facility
at all.
They're not playing because Nick Saban is in advisor role. Come on, man. Are we being for real? That's the best you can come up with. That's just jealousy. That's hate. That's envy. We don't care nothing about you. You just sit back and enjoy the ass whooping that you've been taking all these years.
Well, that was the argument.
Because
that was the arguments in Ty's pod. The guy who was arguing in Ty's video, like in the comments, that he was like, "Well, Nick Saban's still there, recruiting for." I'm like,
"What make any sense?
The hell are they talking about,
like,
man?
Saban's
surfing somewhere.
Like, man, this man can care less about football right now. This man is living his best life.
Yes,
this man is probably on the golf course every single day. He's about to be the king of the South when it comes to Mercedes Benz.
That's a fact.
Got car dealerships popping up. Man, come on, man. This man can care less what Alabama is doing right now. He's gonna take that $500K, just advise him and eat some popcorn and do whatever he wants to do for the rest of life. Him and Miss Terry. Miss Terry. I said I'm thinking of somebody else. Miss Terry. But man, come on. Y'all like, come on, man. These folks ain't thinking about these folks no more. So
no,
just enjoy Kellen DeBoer and Courtney Morgan and Coach Shepard and everybody else whooping that ass for years to come.
Boom. Facts. I couldn't agree more, man. You said it best. Talk to him, KT. What you think about these Ohio State fans and the young man who were at Ohio State? Do you think he's feeling a little bit like maybe I should have stayed, maybe not? Or you think he's just not even worried about it?
Yeah, with Kaleb Downs, I said that on the first time we had a conversation because I got a buzz from some of my friends in Georgia. As soon as he got in and he started hearing all the conversation, he started watching the podcasts, what Caleb the boy was speaking and how he articulated himself, how he carried himself in all these meetings. He was like, dang, should have gave it another month. It made him think twice about leaving. That's why you start seeing Ohio State open the door for him to play both sides of the ball. They're giving him all types of incentive to stay. Because I heard from a little birdie that he was about to jump back in the portal. And then they came with another option and say, hey man, we'll make you the Travis Porter of the East. So we'll put you on both sides of not Travis Hunter of the East. We'll put you on both sides of the ball. Give you an opportunity to show your talents on both sides of the ball, which raise the value of you coming and going into your junior year, put you in the top tier of NFL prospect because you'll be able to play both sides of the ball. And it gave us any kind of interest, kind of caught his eyes like, bang, I ain't gonna be able to do that at Bama. So it gave him a little intrigue to want to stick it out and see how it turns out. It's not about the money, Jimmy, because his dad was in the ear about money. His dad was in the ear about waiting it out, waiting the process out. They weren't talking about, hey man, take this $2 million to bounce. They were basically saying, wait the process out. You can get $2 million anytime. The offer's never gonna reside from Ohio State. If you waited 2 months, you probably would have got fired. Just to be honest, they were gonna keep increasing the money until he said yes, because they wanted him just that bad. So we're not worried about that. But what's going on in Ohio State? Ohio State realizing that money can't buy all the kids that you want. It's the same thing that happened in Texas A&M. You go out here and you spend $40 million in recruiting, and once the kid get on campus and that money ain't in hand, that kid's not gonna go on that field and perform, because you can't offer the kid all these incentives, and then once you get them on campus, and then you got a contract saying that, well, you got this NIL is performance based. No, in your negotiation, you need to tell the kid this NIL is performance based, because now this NIL performance based, the kid's not going to perform. He's going to go out there, he's going to stink up the joint, make you look real bad, and then the next year he's going to transfer out. So a lot of these kids realizing that Ohio State throwing out this money, and they may be throwing out this money performance based money. And here at Bama, they're not throwing out money from performance-based money. They just say, hey, man, come in and get in where you fit in. Yeah. If you the guy, you going to play. If you not that guy, then you going to sit until you become that guy. And you never become that guy, hey, we're going to advise you to transfer to a smaller school where you can go get your shine on. And Courtney Morgan when Courtney Morgan said on the first interview he had, right, what did he say? He said, this is going to be the new trend of college football. Once they see what we doing here at Alabama, everybody going to want a general manager. He said out his own mouth. He said, everybody will want a general manager. Because what they doing at Alabama is he's sitting back. He putting all these coaches in position to coach. He going out. He talking to the coach. Coach said, well, you know what, Courtney? I think I like this kid at such and such state. I think he'll be a good X for me. I think he'll be a good Y for me. I think he'll be a good Z. I think he'll be a good H-back for me. And Courtney Morgan do, he get on the phone, he calls in, he talk to the head coach, he get the kid on the phone, then he get out there and he go visit the kid. Once he go visit the kid, he talks, build a relationship. Next thing you know, the wide receiver coach, boom, he shows up with the next visit. Boom, he texting the kid. Boom, let's get him on campus. We evaluate him. We show him all the love around here. We'll bring you in, let you sit down with these 5-star guys and say, hey, man, I don't care. Come on in here and work out with us. If you beat me out, bro, you can have the spot. I'm going to back you at 100%. But if I beat you out, I want you to back me at 100%. And we're going to keep on building and building and building. Whatever you don't know, I'll teach you. Whatever I don't know, you can teach me. We'll help each other get better. And these kids are building all this damn energy, man. And then you got Russell. Man, Russell's calling kids so like, hey, man, I want to win national championship my sophomore year. come on join in with me and let me sling this thing all around the field. Hey, Justin,
Right.
I know you want to be the star defense by your second year in college. Hey, come on in here, man, and get a 4 or 5 sacks a game. Get the ball back to me, let us score points, and then we blow everybody out. They just collaborate, man. They clicking up together, trying to build something. When people said Alabama was dead when Nick Saban retired, these kids saying, hey, what you say don't matter. It's what we say that matter. These kids clicking together and they proving to the whole world. The Alabama ain't dead. Alabama just got rebooted. The Nick Saban died, and then they took the hard drive out and put a brand new hard drive in it. It's not running a 72-year-old hard drive. Our hard drive fresh. They only had 1 year on it. And now let's get this hard drive rolling. And that's how their kids running. And I love the way this thing going, man. This new system, 1 year system, everything the same. All the terminology to change. Only thing really changing in Alabama is the offense, because as you see, Will Anderson played defensive end. What you think of defense end? It called it a 3-4 defense, right? What Nick Saban called it. When you walk your outside linebacker down, it turns into a what? Basically like a 4-3 scheme. Where you take your other linebacker and you roll them into coverage. Now what you have? You got a 4-2-5 scheme.
Yeah, facts.
So it basically the same as that scheme. Only difference is they'll not be running 4 linebackers. So you're not gonna have 2 big slow guys in coverage. You're gonna have speed in coverage. You're gonna have athletes in coverage. So hey man, all those burn plays when these running back coming out of the backfields on these wheel routes and on the up and out routes, those gonna be safety running with those running back. It won't be a slow linebacker running with that running back. That seam route where a tight end coming across the middle on the middle linebacker, he coming across the middle now on a safety that playing outside linebacker. You're not gonna outrun that safety. You may out physical him, but you won't outrun him. You're gonna have to make a hell of a catch over the top. If you got great balls here, you got to make a hell of a catch over the top of that safety. Everything you're doing now, you're going to have a stud quarterback with excellent ball placement to beat this 4-2-5. Unless somebody break down in coverage. You know, every defense is not great. Somebody going to break coverage because a lot of kids want to do it. Hey, man, I see what the quarterback doing was jump the rock, get this pick. You might jump the rock a little too high. Boom, touchdown over top because he undercut the route instead of playing the ball.
Nice.
But, you know, it's issues that goes on with the 4-2-5. But what Bama doing, Ohio State, be afraid. Georgia, be aware. I'm not going to tell Kirby be afraid, but be aware. Keep your eyes over here in T-Town, Kirby, because every time you blink your damn eye, we're going to steal your recruit. We coming. Get your head up, Kirby. And everybody else in the SEC, listen, man, I don't usually say this, but y'all can kiss Bama.
You gotta let them know, bro. You gotta let them know. I'll say this, man, before we get out of here. When I was my last year of high school ball here at JC up here, we had this thing called a SAC. I think it was called a student athlete compensation. Where we was really, that's when NIL first started. We had to talk to the parents about it. And so I really had to dig into that thing to talk to them about what NIL was at that time, right? To see where we have came in 3 years, 4 years, whatever the case may be. Alabama is doing this thing like, you know, I'm sure other people have their way of doing it. I want the fans to know, everybody in the chat to understand that these kids, Jake spoke on it again. These kids are recruiting one another, just like Coach KT just said. These kids on the phone one another. That is dangerous. That's when it's dangerous, man. When you got that camaraderie with the kid. Didn't you guys see Keelan Russell at the Elite 11? This guy was standing up talking to everybody. Like, that's what's gravitational. That's what kids. Oh, I'm finna go play with this guy. That's what's happening. These kids are talking to one another, and other coaches, like, you know, Kirby not worried about it, but the other coaches outside of the South, out in the Big Ten, they see it. They see it. So Dan Lanning is having to open their pocketbook a little bigger, right? Ryan has already got a lot of pressure on him. Lynn Channingfeld spoke on it. Ryan has a lot of pressure on him. I personally think Ryan Day has more pressure on him than any coach in America. With everything you've done, with the money you've spent, with everything you've done, you better win. You better win, bro. Right? So before we get out of here, Jay, give me your final thoughts on what's going on and tell the fans something.
Yeah, so that's interesting, right? Because I see Dwight in the comments. Dwight has a good comment at Moonrocker, your comment. So I think it's interesting because it's like a combination, right? So you have to think from being a recruit and you're going in, and this hasn't necessarily changed these aspects from when I played to now. There's a lot that has changed in the recruiting world, but this hasn't. And the facts are is how a player feels when they go on campus, right? Like, do I feel comfortable? Like if my career were to end, am I okay where I'm at? Like, do I have that tight knit group that I can still be a part of this? Right? Like, there's a lot of thoughts. Can I just be me? Right? Can I go there and does it feel like home with the guys? Do these guys feel like, if you didn't see earlier, I kind of had an interaction a little bit earlier, but Marvin Constantine, right? He said, Marvin, hopefully you guys all know who Marvin is, right? He's a freaking baller. But he had posted, he said, shouting out to Justin Hill, like, excited to see you. Basically, kind of like, man, we're pumped for you, man. Like, we're pumped for you. Okay. Really looking forward to seeing you on the field. Those sort of shout outs from former players, right? Guys who've played the game at a high level. Guys who've seen that success, guys who've, in general, Dawson Merritt's dad put out something really good. It doesn't matter where you played. If you got the opportunity to play college football or any college sport in general, right? Like, you should be very proud of that, because that's like 7%, I think, of all high school kids get an opportunity to play college sport, Division I through Division III, right? That's pretty wild. So the fact that you get this guy, and Marvin, who has that opportunity to reach out, he doesn't have to do that. But what's beautiful about Alabama, and what's beautiful about like going through this recruiting process, is when you do get that feel of that true brotherhood, no matter whether guys who are playing now, guys who played in the past, guys who are encouraging you, right, and saying, hey man, like we can't wait to see you be successful. We're rooting for you. There is that feeling of saying, man, it feels great to be here. It feels great to be home. Right. And what happens then from there is the coaches, you're right, the coaches play a unique part, because those are the guys they're going to play for. Okay. Those are the guys they're going to learn from. Can they communicate with them? Can they understand what they're saying? Do they give across the right energy that they can connect with? Because if you don't connect with somebody, do you think you're going to learn from them? Or are you going to sit there and be like, yeah, that's great. I don't know what a damn word you just said for the last hour in this meeting. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that happens. So the coaches play in a very crucial part in the way they communicate, in the way they bring what they want to accomplish from an overall perspective into the program, right? So these are our goals with the program. This is what we want our mottos to be. This is what we want our, Kaleb Bohr calls them maxims. Okay. These are the main things. These are you can't, like, no non-negotiators, right? These are the main things we want to be about. The biggest thing they talk about is family. So you have to, as coaches, have to get the current players, the guys that you have right now, to buy in and believe that. They have to believe in what you are going to do. That shows that they are doing the right job. They're communicating on the right levels, and they are connecting on the right levels. They're able to make sure these guys feel that same energy that they have towards what these goals are, and that everybody's aligned in those goals. The next part of that is, since the players feel that bond becomes that much closer. And when you have that sort of energy within your team, those who are coming in to see if they want to be a part of your team, they can walk in there, and if they feel that comfort, they feel that love, which you have seen in these recruiting videos. You have seen, we talk just about Ryan Williams because we see him so much in these videos. But at the same time, you look at Rock Montgomery, right? You look at these other guys who I thought saw Keanu Coate in one of the videos, I think with Justin Hill. I think he's in there too. Like, there's all sorts of players. It's not just one guy, it's the whole team in general, because you got to feel that from everybody, And as soon as you feel that, it doesn't matter where you're from. You could be from Europe, which I'm going to tell you right now, there's 2 dudes. There's one dude from Canada. We got a guy on the roster from Europe. Why is that? Because that feel is there. That everyone knows it doesn't matter where you're from. If you can come there, you can feel home and you feel part of that brotherhood, you will do whatever it takes to keep the integrity of that brotherhood. Key word in that, integrity of the brotherhood, right? They do not want that mindset to break. Do not come in and be a cancer. You better come in ready to work. You better come in ready to be part of the team first. And that's what they're recruiting. They're recruiting character along with athletic ability, versatility, but at the same time, guys who know that they can trust. And that is the biggest thing when it comes down to it, right? It's like, in the end of the day, yes, the players make a huge impact. They are the main kind of part to that sandwich. But at the same time, in order to even get it all to work, you got to have the right coaches in place to form this and make sure the players believe in it. So in all combination, it works, man. Not just the coaches, but I also have to say the player personnel staff, the recruiting staff, the health and nutrition, right? Strength and conditioning. All these people all have to be on the same page. And that's what's happening right now. It's very, very special. It's unique. You don't see that very often this fast. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen that at all, to tell you the truth.
Shout out to Lynn Shoneyfeld, man. Thank you, Lynn. Much appreciated, man. Lynn says, coaches, thank you all for talking Alabama football. I hope you all have a great 4th of July. I think we just made 3 or 4 stars move up their commitment dates because Bama looks to only take 26 to 27 players. That is a whole fact, Lynn. Shout out to Lynn. Very well connected, man. Former player. Much love to you, Lynn. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, man. Very humble, man, for that, man. Thank you, Lynn. Much appreciated and roll tide to you. I agree, man. Brinsky, give me your final thoughts.
Just be ready. Just be ready for the time, man. That's all I can tell you, man. Just be ready. We don't recruit, we reload.
Yes.
I would say it again for the people in the back and down on Tuma's corner, ready to roll up in dirty trees. We do not recruit. We reload. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, to me, Coach KT.
Hey man, first to address what Lynn comments and what Lynn said in the chat. She asked about the Florida pipeline. Why their staff is not recruiting kids out of Florida like Coach Saban did, because Florida have a whole lot of speed. Yeah, it used to be all the speed coming out of Florida. Now these kids are going through some of the same speed camps so the kids in Florida were going to. So now the speed is all spaced out. And then you don't have to worry about going to Florida and taking a low character kid. Now, when you got speed in every other state. With this staff here, they're not going to go out here in Florida and recruit a 4-2-1 receiver with low character, because at that point you're gonna come into the locker room and you're gonna drive down the morale inside their locker room. They don't want kids in their locker room and they're just tearing down the kids' chemistry, having fights inside the locker room. They building a family environment, so they gonna recruit a kid with high character over a kid with low character. It can be a 4 or 5 kid. You 4 or 5 with high character and good hands, they can recruit that 4 or 5 kid over that 4-1-2-5 kid. So it's all about what you're trying to recruit. Nick Saban did it his way. Nick Saban was the GOAT. When you say the GOAT, kids with bad characters come in to play for Coach Saban. They give Coach Saban flap, Coach Saban spank them on the behind. They say, yes, sir, go on by their business. Coach Kaleb and the board don't have that record right now with kids. So he building his team. He building his record with kids. So he are recruiting high character kids. You got me, Lynn? That's what you want nowadays in football. You want high character kid because you go and get a 5-star kid like one of those Florida guys we got that came in and didn't work hard, didn't pan out, end up transferring 3 or 4 times and finally land a spot somewhere. Hold on. Don't do that. Don't do that, Antoine. But you get that kid and go through all those changes and basically destroy the wide receiver room. With that kid being the wide receiver room, we lost 3 or 4 other wide receivers transfer out because of that one kid. bad character kids, ran off other good kids out of locker rooms, and then Coach Saban had to start our rebuilding a wide receiver room again because all the kids transferred out. So we're building, but Coach K and the boy, you recruit character over athleticism any day. And what I would say, my final thoughts about the process is, man, fans in the chats, I know everybody talking noise, everybody underrating these kids. You go through ESPN right now, you look at Justin Hill. ESPN has Justin Hill rated below 90, somewhere 84, 85 rating. And his kids on every other recruiting site is rated, 94, 95. So if you're paying attention to different talking heads, like I call them, a lot of different talking heads, people out here going to downplay every single thing that goes on in Alabama. But when the kids turns out and start rolling in, even with Dijon Lee, every other recruiting site has them as a 5-star besides ESPN. So don't worry about what we're doing in the recruiting side at Alabama. The kids gonna get on the field. They're gonna show you why they're rated higher. They were rated. The coaching staff gonna put them in position to maximize their ability. And as a football coach myself, all you want to do is give a kid an opportunity to shine. Once you put them in the right position to shine, it's up to the kid to shine. If that kid don't get in his job and don't go out there and perform, we roll in the next guy. That's why you have players behind that guy. That's why you keep recruiting every single year. If that kid can't perform, on to the next one. You got other kids behind you that's waiting to get that spot. If you don't want to go in there bowl and eat, you don't want to be that dog to go out here and eat, guess what? I got another pit right behind you. And he might be a blue nose. You probably was a red. I might have a blue back here just as nasty as you, or even nastier than you. Boom, if that blue go out there and he eat 2 or 3 games and get comfortable and want to get lazy, guess what? I go out here and pull out a bully. And he just as hungry as you. That's why you recruit character kids. These kids gonna push the next kid to the limit in practice. It would never be a day a kid in Alabama goes to practice and go to sleep, or goes to practice and screw off, because if you screw off 1 week in practice, you won't start that next week. There's too much talent coming in, and this staff building volume. They recruiting volume, and they recruiting talent to volume. Talent. I love
Facts.
it. I love it.
I can't disagree at all, man. Shout out to Lisa Fitz, Lisa Rawls. It's my friend right there. Great show as always. Love the content, tone, and feel. Also agree 100% with Jake about karma, God, and that is coming full circle for DeBoer, etc. Can you imagine how Auburn fans feel right now? Feel about that? I do. And Lisa, you 100% correct. It's all going to come full circle, man. It's all going to come full circle. Listen, tell everybody where they can find you. I shout out to Primetime Dog, Joseph Davidson, Glenn Fiddler, everybody, Harold Bray, everybody that showed up, man, at the end. Love you guys to death. Lisa Fitz, you, my partner. I appreciate you, Jake. Go around the table and tell everybody where they can find you.
100, man. I appreciate you guys a lot. 100%. And I love it. You know, Primetime Dog, good to see you in here, man. I got the utmost respect for can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, we good. Okay. I have the utmost respect for Georgia. I have nothing negative to say about Georgia. I think Georgia does a great job. And to be honest with you, most of these teams do, or they try. But, you know, I think it's funny because there are some teams where you can be like, okay, well, man, these guys need to do something a little different here. But you have to say it's impressive, even for as a Georgia fan jumping in here. You know, how often do you see a coach do this where they take over for the greatest of all time and then come back with possibly a #1 recruiting class?
Boom.
I don't know if we've ever seen that ever. So again, and that's not even trying to diss you. That's just like me being real. Like I've never seen it. I played college. I played in what you now consider the Power 4, but Power 5. So, you know what I mean? I've followed this game for a long time, man, and I don't think I've ever seen this happen. So it is very impressive, and you have to, no matter who you are, no matter what type of heat or smoke you want to throw at Kalen DeBoer, you have to sit there and be like, wow, like this is what he is doing is something that I don't think any of us have seen ever, straight up, at any program. I mean, it's crazy. So big shout out to everybody in the chat. And again, like I said, I respect all the programs. You know, the other night I got hot and pissed off over some Texas stuff, but you know what? That was just me having a bad night, I think. You know what I mean? I think the guy just rubbed me the wrong way and I wanted to punch somebody in the face. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Ben's a great dude. All those guys are good people, man. I was just having some hard feelings that night. You know, I was having my own butthurt night. But when it comes down to it, man, I love getting on with these guys. I just started my own channel. If you guys want to tune in, you can start jumping on some lives. Doing it over on my channel as well. You'll see these guys on there. You'll see Ty Hayes and whoever else we can get to join. You'll see some different content creators from different teams on there too. We're just going to keep jumping in and continue to build just like we're all doing on different channels and learning and having fun and talking football in the end of the day. But it's set the tone, Alabama and college football talk. You know, I put a lot of focus on Alabama just from the standpoint that obviously I'm a huge fan of Alabama. And enjoy what they're doing right now. And there's a lot of connection to where I played in the past, University of Washington. So for me, it's just a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely love it. But yeah, set the tone, Alabama and college football talk. Come check it out. You can find the links in my Twitter. You can even search my Twitter name in YouTube and you'll find the channel. Subscribe, come check out the videos. I've released a couple already and we'll go from there, man. And gosh, there's so much more even to talk about because we had 2 decommits. We got a kicker, basically like a 5-star kicker. I mean, he's 4, but he's 5-star kicker. He's stud. Commit today too. There's all sorts of stuff to talk about. You know what I'm saying? It's just wild, but I appreciate it, man. It's honored to always jump on with these guys 100%.
Oh, facts, man. Shout out to Lisa Fitz, you $10 super chat because thank you, Lisa. Much appreciated from the bottom of my heart. Roll Tide to you. You know how, yes, ma'am. You know how we do. I appreciate you so very much. Thank you very, very much. Brinsky, let them know where they can find you, broski.
Well, I'm Brinsky Sharp of the Sharpshooters Podcast. Y'all can definitely catch me at the Sharpshooters Podcast, the channel right there in the comment section. Just make sure y'all come over there and check me out. I'm starting to do more college football now. So content. I've been doing like a bunch of long form content, but never nothing live. Starting to do more live. Definitely appreciate our group of people that I truly love and respect. We just basically playing double dutch on each other channel. Like who gonna jump in right now?
Yeah.
Man, I just love the community, man. I swear I learn so much from these brothers all the time. And then you go back and watch certain things, then you just see it. Basically how a lot of these guys describe, especially the ones that play at a higher level. So, man, and you just love hearing from coaches. I don't know. I just love hearing football knowledge from you guys. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Especially y'all go check out everybody else's channel. Definitely, since we on Coach Sean, definitely hit that like and subscribe button. Please. We need to get him up to 1,000. He just zoomed past me and he just opened. I'm not surprised if Jay passed me. But y'all make sure y'all do the same thing. I'm almost at 600 subscribers and definitely appreciate y'all.
That's great, man.
Before you hop in, Coach K, let me say much love and big respect to Tide Talk Live. Love what those guys do, man. Make sure y'all tap in with those guys too. Awesome platform, man. I'm subscribed to it, man. Love that platform. Those guys be bringing it. Really good stuff over there, man. Make sure you tap in and check those guys as well. Go ahead, Coach KT.
No, I was just saying, man, that's awesome, Brinsky. You're at 600, man. Don't take that lightly, bro. That's big time. It's gonna grow. It's gonna grow, man. Just keep shooting that content out, bro. Just keep shooting that content. I promise you, it's gonna grow.
Oh yeah.
You can find me at Coach KD Taylor on Twitter. I just started a YouTube page myself. Mine is on the Block Sports Talk. So I'm dropping a few videos. I'm just trying to build my page right now, getting everything up in par. I wanted to be nice, man. So when people come on, just looking at a nice, very, very nice, put together show. So I'm just still working on that right now. I got a bunch of topics I want to talk about, but most of now I got to scratch some of those topics because everything has already been discussed, and I want to go back and try to do nothing no. But we'll get more content going out. Big shout out to Coach Sean, man. I want to tell you on the bottom of my heart, man, I appreciate you because you gave me an opportunity to show up, man, and just talk college football.
Likewise, bro.
And I've been trying to do it for a long time, man. When nobody gave me an opportunity to come on talk college football, man, you gave me an opportunity. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart, man.
Always, man.
Never, ever gonna turn my back against you, bro. You got a friend in me for life, no matter what happens,
bro. Blessed, man. I'm blessed to have you, man. And you guys can find me at JMHO Sports Talk. That's just my humble opinion. JMHO Sports Talk on Twitter and YouTube. I'm blessed to have all these guys on here, man. Coach KT, likewise, bro. You know, I Brinsky, you know, I've been following these dudes since I hopped on. You know, I can't hardly take no credit for it. Coach Smook. You know, he pushed me out there. You know, I tell him I don't want to do this. Move, go on, coach. And he pushed me off the diving board, and he did it involuntarily too. He pushed my ass out there. You know what I mean? Coach, shout out to Coach Smook, man. Shout out to Ty Hayes, bro.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Definitely big shout out to them guys. Those two guys right there, man. Me and Jake. Shout out to Coach Jans, Coach Jarrett, Jans 716. Them dudes is the ones that I followed. Jake, I met Jake. Me and Jake just immediately bonded, man. We've been rocking ever since with those guys. Coach KT, Brinsky, Jason from Hall of Fame Sports, DG, all these guys, man. Jans, Ty, Smook, AAA family, all of us, man. These dudes is awesome. I just follow them, right? I call Jake in a minute. Jake, what the hell do I do with this? You know, me and Jake be vibing on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro,
what the hell do I do,
Jake? You know what I mean? So
let's just get on and talk football. Who cares? Let's just press play.
Just get up facts. Let's just go talk ball, bro. So I appreciate Coach Carl.
Me and Jake be shooting Texas all night, man.
All time, man.
Late night chatting, man.
That's right,
facts,
dude.
Man.
That's
right. What it's about, bro. Them dudes push me out there. I just enjoy talking football, man. Brinsky, always follow the podcast, always follow this content, and the chance to hook up with Brinsky, man. I've been rocking with him ever since, man. Pretty much everybody in that collective. There's some other great guys in there too, man. These guys are awesome. They're from other channels. Cooper. All these guys are just great at what they do. And I learn, I take a little piece from every one of these guys. I go over there and watch Smook. Smook did it like this, so I'm gonna do it like this too. I copy the hell out of it. You know what I mean? Sure will. He know it. So shout out to all these guys. Tide Talk Live. These guys are awesome. Auntie Janet is here, man. We gotta shout out my partner, Auntie Janet. Love Janet to death, man. She been rocking with us, man, from day one on other channels, and love her. But I gotta say this before we get out of here, bro, because I got to put just a little tiny belt to ass before we get out of here. Real quick. Let me find you right quick, man. Now, prime time, let me say this, bro. Love you to death, bro. Roll Tide to you. You can talk about us copying. You can talk about us, you can talk about everything. All I can tell you is this. The truth is in the details. Since your coach has been at Georgia, we played you 6 times and put belt to ass 5 of those 6 times. You got your ass whooped 5 times by us, man. You won 1, and even that one, we whipped your ass 2 weeks prior.
You should have lost that one too.
You give us Jamison Williams back, you lose that one too, bro. So
not even that, Coach Sean. That guy that put in that chat, that kid they put in that chat that it was talking about, that kid catch one ball, we beat Georgia's ass.
So respect to Georgia now. But know your role. Know your role, player. You know what I'm saying? It's levels to this.
Hey, Coach Sean, let me ask you a question. You remember when you was over there at Bama football on YouTube and you were hosting that show after Nick Saban retired by himself that night, and they hired Kaleb the boy, and the first thing he said, you didn't know he'd be able to recruit in the South. And I was in that chat and I said, Coach Sean, hold on.
Yeah, you was right.
Hold on.
It came. You was right.
Hold on.
100% right, man. And I like that. Shout out to Prime Time. I like that, bro. Represent your team. I love it, right?
Hey,
James,
man,
Yeah,
stand up is prime time, man. But guess what?
Stand up.
The thing that Georgia's doing, Kirby got it from Nick Saban. So
You
we
roll.
ain't copying Georgia. Y'all already copied Alabama.
Facts.
So guess what? Stay in your lane, kid, because y'all still following us. Next thing you know, Kirby gonna have a general manager. So who following who?
And I leave him with this. Go ahead. No, go ahead, Brinsky. I want to hear what you guys say. Go ahead, Brinsky.
Oh yeah, I give it less than a year. You're gonna have a general manager.
Facts.
Boom. Remember this too.
Who's following
who? Yeah. Y'all had a center a couple years ago named Jamari Sawyer. When Alabama didn't make that playoff, when they picked TCU to go in over us, he tweeted out. One of them centers tweeted out, when the school from Tuscaloosa didn't make it, I knew we had it in the bag. So what that tells you is even your own players know the school in Tuscaloosa, that's the one school that you will never be able to pump. Roll Tide to you. Roll Tide to you all. Thank you for tapping in. We're going to appreciate everybody in the chat, man. All you guys are freaking awesome. Shout out to you. Shout out to all our fellow content creators. You guys are great, man. Love you to death. Roll Tide to you. Be blessed in everything you do, man. And we're going to introduce you to our friend called the SWOD, Spinning Wheel of Doom. Roll Tide.